Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the 9 p.m. news bulletin on the most prestigious channel in Sri Lanka. Bringing you your top stories for tonight, I am Lakshita Dirisinghe.
Good evening and I'm Kenza Farooq. Let's take a look at your headlines for tonight. Driver of a three-wheeler died when a flamboyant tree fell on the vehicle. 3 others injured. Payment of bus fare by bank cards commence. A large number of foreign delegates are in the island for the ABU summit. All arrangements are in place for the 3-day summit in Colombo. Decision of the Executive Board to be taken on the 15th of December regarding the 5th IMF tranche. No room at all for racism in the country, asserts the Minister of Public Security. Ambilipitia High Court sentences 10 suspects to death guilty of assassinating a person. Veteran superstar Dharmendra passes away. In your top story for tonight, the 9th Media Summit of Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union regarding prevention of climate actions and disasters commences in Colombo from tomorrow.
A number of climatic experts and media persons of the region will participate in the summit, of which Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation is the host. The objective of the summit is to strengthen the role of media in improving public preparation in facing climatic challenges. The foreign delegates participating in the summit are arriving in the island since yesterday. The Media Summit of Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union regarding prevention of climatic actions first commenced in 2014. It was held based on the completion of 10 years of the tsunami disaster which happened earlier. The summit has become a prominent stage in the Asia Pacific region, focusing attention towards communities facing a greater danger in disasters and the method of conducting climatic risk communication by media organizations. Cooperation among scientists, policymakers and media persons of more than 30 countries has been enhanced by the summit. A large number of senior representatives of international organizations and foreign media persons, along with Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, General Secretary of the Asia Pacific Region Broadcasting Union Ahmad Nadeem, climate scientist Professor Mohan Munasinghe, Chairman of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation Gihan De Silva, will participate in the opening session, signifying the inauguration of the summit tomorrow in the morning. Foreign delegates participating in the summit are arriving in Sri Lanka since yesterday. General Secretary of the Asia Pacific Region Broadcasting Union Ahmad Nadeem arrived in the island in the afternoon yesterday, and he was awarded a warm welcome by Director General of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation Manojanadishana Amarasinghe. A large number of foreign delegates arrived at Katunayake International Airport since morning today and were warmly welcomed by the representatives of SLRC.
This message is brought to you by the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union's 9th International Media Conference on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention, hosted by the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation for a clean, safe and a green tomorrow.
With the 9th Media Summit of the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union just a few hours away, we're joined live by senior journalist Mr. Prasad Dodangodake to bring us an update on the preparations leading up to the summit. Mr. Dodangodake, how are the preparations leading up to this 9th all-important summit commencing tomorrow?
Yes, Lakshita. Now the stage is set for the 9th ABU Media Summit on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention. If you see around, we can see the things are happening and the staff, SLRC staff and the other partners, they are getting ready for the summit, and they are very busy because we can see we have only few hours to go. So they are very busy in making final touches and final arrangements. Now, Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, as the national broadcaster of Sri Lanka, hosts this summit, this international summit, with an aim of making a great collaboration between the international media and Sri Lankan media. So this summit is mainly for climate action and disaster prevention, but this whole story began more than 10 years ago, back in 2014. So today we have with us the key figure behind this Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union, the largest broadcasting union in the world, the Secretary General of ABU, Mr. Ahmad Nadeem. Thank you very much for for organizing this summit in Sri Lanka, and welcome to Sri Lanka.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Yes. First, we would like to know the real story behind this summit.
I think the work of ABU in terms of getting involved in disaster preparedness started at the wake of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. We had done a lot of work with our broadcasters up to that time. A lot of road shows with the help of UN, UNESCO at the time. And it was at a time when we realized that the media's role needs to be much wider than just pertaining only to media. So we thought of a way to bring all the stakeholders together within the different organizations and different countries. So that's how in 2014 we started with the first media summit on climate change. The idea is that how can media play a key role in helping the public be more resilient and be more prepared in the face of disasters. So I think that's where it all began. We've been to a lot of countries, especially I think coming to Sri Lanka and this year is very important for us because among the Asian countries who were affected at that time, the only country we haven't had this summit hosted so far is actually Sri Lanka. So very, very happy to be here, and hopefully the outcome of this summit will help us strengthen the role of media in this important role.
Yes, you mentioned about the outcome. So what is the speciality of this summit, the CADP 2025?
I think what we are trying to emphasize more in this summit is for all stakeholders to understand the role of media, to make sure that they use media as one of their important players in the work that they are doing, whether it's the government, whether it's other stakeholders or non-governmental organizations in the country. Media is always there to help. And the other focus this year is going to be on sustainable practices. That has become one key word among different entities and different topics that are related to climate change. That we need to think ourselves in a more sustainable way so that whatever we do now leaves a better world for the future.
Yes. Now, Sri Lankan media and global media, they are now joined hand together to bring a great result on climate action and disaster prevention. So, in this manner, we are within few hours time, tomorrow morning, we are going to start this summit. We are going to see great happenings. So, I will invite all of you to be with Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, be with ChannelEye News, be with Rupavahini News, and we will bring you more updates about this wonderful and very important event. Thank you very much and good night. Over to Lakshita.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dodangodage, and of course thanks to the General Secretary of the Asia Pacific Region Broadcasting Union, General Secretary Mr. Ahmad Nadeem, for joining us for that very short interview and for the live updates. And as the hosts of this 9th Media Summit, we are positive and we hope for a resounding success and a fruitful international collaboration with this summit.
Yes, definitely, Lakshita. Now, following up, more attention will be focused on the disaster management pre-warning systems, climate changes and changing climatic patterns at the 9th Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union Media Summit on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention.
Local and international experts are scheduled to discuss the climatic influences, researches and modern strategies at the summit. Director General of the Disaster Management Centre, retired Major General Sampath Kotuwagoda, points out that it is important to raise more concern on the disasters highlighted by the climatic changes and caused by human activities in the field of disaster management.
Sri Lanka remained fully committed and prepared to face any disaster, including those intensified by the climate change under the leadership of the Disaster Management Centre. Our readiness is strengthened through the National Disaster Management Plan (NDMP) and National Emergency Operation Plan (NEOP), ensuring coordinated and rapid action at all levels. District Disaster Management Coordinating Unit (DDMCU) located at all districts actively engage across the island, maintaining constant communication and preparedness with all stakeholders. We work close partnership with the Triforces and police and all other stakeholders to ensure swift response capabilities on the ground. Our technical backbone is reinforced by the Department of Meteorology and the National Building Research Organization, the Irrigation Department and all relevant agencies that provide early warnings and critical data to Disaster Management Centre. Together, as one unified nation system, we stand ready to safeguard our people and respond effectively to any disaster, any emergency.
The scientists on climatic changes will enlighten the summit over the long-term climatic trends and the influences caused by them to communities.
This week, we are having the 9th summit for Asia Pacific Broadcaster Union in Sri Lanka. In there, one of the key topics is that how media is helping to save the lives through disaster risk reduction, where the information from the scientific channels and the research and also the modeling and very sophisticated satellite-based information is translated into the language that the policymakers, the technocrats and the communities understand, and the information itself will help them to stay away from the disasters and also respond to the disasters at a time of a disaster. And also we always earlier we used to say build back better, now we say build for future. How scientifically we can build infrastructure, the hospitals, the roads, energy infrastructure, all that in a way that it doesn't affect the climate change impacts like the sea level rise, cyclones, floods, all that. And then also how the agriculture and many other sectors can be prevented from disaster impacts. So in that, the media has a huge role to play, taking the complex messages and detailed science and then digest it, translate it, and also with the help of other scientists to take it to the public and also to the policymakers.
In more local stories, according to the Department of Meteorology, there is a possibility of developing the turbulence in the lower atmosphere around the island into a low-pressure zone. A large number of areas are still inundated and relief services are being continued. A tree fell onto a three-wheeler near the Medavala Bridge on the Mavanella-Rambukkala road. The driver of the three-wheel died in this unexpected accident, while 3 injured persons were admitted to the Mavanella Base Hospital. Later on, they were transferred to the Kegalle General Hospital. Steps have been taken to operate only 3 buses for passengers who are using public transport for daily duties and students appearing for the GCE Advanced Level Examination at Lower Kadugannava area on the Kandy-Colombo Main Road, which has been temporarily closed. Train services operate as per schedule. The Road Development Authority is continuing the restoration of the stretch near the Lower Kadugannava tunnel. The location of the landslide came under the special inspection of those officials. Meanwhile, a discussion regarding the reopening of the road was held today at Kegalle. It was attended by Parliamentarian Samantha Ranasinghe, District Secretary of Kegalle Jagat Mahendra Herath, officials of the Road Development Authority and a group of others. According to the Disaster Management Centre, the minor flood situation in Matara district is increasing due to the overflowing of Kiramara. The Malimbada Road via Kadduwa in Akurasa and the Maddagoda area of Kadduwa Vitiyala Road close to Malimbada North Mahavidyalaya has been inundated due to the overflowing of Nilwala River and a tributary. Although there is a decrease in rainfall compared to yesterday, according to our correspondent, several rivers are still in spate. The Department of Irrigation says that the water level of Ging River is gradually decreasing. Baddegama water meter recorded as 4.29 of the Ging River in the morning today. Low-lying areas of Unavitiya and Baddegama are still inundated, while transportation has been hampered due to the inundation of Baddegama-Todangoda Road. Buttala-Vellavaya Main Road, Palwatha 6th Post area and several other places are inundated due to incessant rains. The flood warning notification issued by the Department of Irrigation for the Yattanagaluwe Basin has been further extended for the next 24 hours. The disaster management sectors informed the residents of those areas to be on alert. 3 sluice gates of Polgolla Mahavali Reservoir have been opened. An alert request has been made to the people living on both sides of the Mahavali River near the Polgolla Dam that the remaining sluice gates may also be opened in case the rains continue. Castlereagh and Mount Sakala reservoirs are nearing spill levels. The Castlereagh reservoir is 9 feet close to the spill level, while the same level of Mount Sakala reservoir is 15 feet. According to engineers, power generation of Vimala Surendra Laksapana, New Laksapana, Canyon and Polpiti hydropower stations is being continued at the maximum capacity. Meanwhile, the water capacity of Hatton, Devon and St. Clair waterfalls have also risen. Further intermittent or thunder showers are expected in north, central and eastern provinces. Showers or thunder showers might occur after 1 p.m. in rest areas of the island. According to the weather communique, strong showers of 100 millimeters might occur at certain places in northern and eastern provinces.
Now moving on to more local news. Paying bus fares through bank cards commenced today at the Makura Multimodal Transport Centre under the patronage of Minister of Transport Bima Ratnayaka. In response to bus owners, the Ministry of Transport has initiated this pilot project with the help of Digital Economic Ministry. 7 leading banks of the island have joined this project. Minister Bima Ratnayaka said that although every government had promised to strengthen public transport, the opposite had happened, as public transportation had deteriorated significantly. He stated that since 2012, the number of people depending on private vehicles had increased compared to those using public transport. He further said that instead of moving in the correct direction after 2012, the situation had clearly gone the other way. He added that the only practical solution was to improve the public transport sector and provide more passenger-friendly services. The Mobile Transport Medical Unit at the Makumbra Multimodal Transport Centre also started their tests under the patronage of the Minister. Accordingly, a health inspection was carried out by the National Transport Medical Institute to determine whether any bus drivers had used narcotics and substances. The paying bus fares in private buses as well through the bank cards in the Badula district started today. The pilot project is scheduled to be implemented in Bathramula and Munaragala areas.
The IMF informed that the Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund is scheduled to meet on the 15th of December to discuss the 5th review of the Extended Fund Facility Programme. On 9th October, the IMF and Sri Lankan authorities reached a staff-level agreement on economic policies to conclude the 5th review of Sri Lanka's reform programme supported by the IMF's Extended Fund Facility. Accordingly, once the review is approved by the IMF Executive Board, Sri Lanka will have access to about $347 million in financing.
Minister Anand Vijaypala says that law will be strictly enforced against the persons who are responsible for removing the name boards of archaeological sites in Batiklo area. Now the minister points out that some elements are attempting to arouse racism based on such incidents. Addressing the parliament, the minister stressed that no room will be allowed for such actions. Minister Ananda Vijaypala said a complaint had been lodged with the Archaeology Department stating that several name boards marking the access route to Devali archaeological site in Palachin area was removed on the 22nd by certain officials attached to the regional office. He stated that according to the complaint, these name boards considered to have archaeological value had allegedly been removed by the Palachin Pradesh Sabha chairman, the deputy chairman and Pradesh Sabha member. The minister further reported that the police complaint noted that the matter had already been conveyed to the Valachennai Magistrates Court for further legal action. He added that investigations had been initiated under the instructions of the senior superintendent of police to identify the suspects, recover the removed signage and produce them before the court. The minister said that another complaint had been made by an archaeology officer to the divisional secretariat, stating that two name boards installed near the entrance to the Shantamali Kovil archaeological site located near the 40 Vatta junction were also removed by an unidentified group on the 21st. He stated that details regarding this early incident had also been reported to the particular magistrates court today, and that police officers in charge of the division had begun investigations to arrest those responsible. The minister explained that the Inspector General of Police had already been informed. He further stated that some individuals seem to believe that provincial authority allowed them to remove or interfere with such installations, but the law does not permit this under any circumstance. He stressed that archaeological name boards are protected by law under long-standing parliamentary regulations. According to him, certain groups were attempting to create an ethnic issue by removing these boards, but the law applies equally to everyone. He added that the matter had been reported to court this morning and the police would take action in line with court orders to arrest the suspect and enforce the law. Views were expressed in Parliament today regarding the war heroes' parents' care allowance as well. Deputy Defence Minister Aruna Jayasekaran told Parliament that recent media reports claiming the cancellation of the monthly 750 rupees allowance paid for the welfare of war heroes' parents were completely false. He said that no decision whatsoever had been taken by the Ministry of Defence to withdraw or alter this payment, and as the minister in charge, he categorically stated that the ministry had not made any such determination. He emphasized that the allowance had not been suspended in any form.
The Australian High Commissioner and the US Ambassador have met Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya at the Parliament complex. During the meeting between Australian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka Matthew John Duckworth and Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya, the importance of regional and multilateral programs has been emphasized. The Prime Minister, paying attention to the Sri Lankan community in Australia and the relations between the two countries, reminded the enthusiasm of Sri Lanka to carry forward the regional dialogue regarding economic and other problems. The US Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Julie Chung, met Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya recently at the Parliament complex. She emphasized the progress of the Peacekeeping Force on Educational and Cultural Exchange Program of the United Nations Organization. The US Ambassador also pointed out the importance of strengthening educational relations between the two countries via the Fulbright International Scholarship Exchange Program. The National Productivity Future Plan for Sri Lanka was presented to Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya recently by the Asian Productivity Organization. This was held parallel to the announcement of the Accreditation Certificate for Productivity Specialists. Attention was paid to the problems faced by agriculture, fisheries, tourism and apparel industries. Instructions will also be issued to improve the national productivity in the country.
Minister Bimal Ratnayake says that the metro bus service entering the Colombo city will begin in June next year. He made these remarks participating in the Budget Committee stage debate today. The expenditure heads of the Ministries of Transport, Highways, Port and Civil Aviation Services and Urban Development, Construction and Housing were passed in the Parliament today. Minister Bima Ratnayake, speaking in Parliament under the Ministry of Transport, Highways and Urban Development, said that the Sri Lanka Transport Board had become an institution that had suffered severe destruction over the years. He stated that 6.5 billion rupees had been allocated from the minister's budget this time, and they expected the ministry to work hard to rebuild the SLTB.
සාමාන්‍ය බස් 70ක් විතර වගේ ප්‍රමාණයකින් පයිලට් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක් විදියට මෙට්‍රෝ සර්විස් එක පටන් ගන්න සාමාන්‍ය මිනිසුන්ට යන්න පුළුවන් බස් වල ඊට අමතරව දුර ගමන් සේවා සඳහා ළඟමට බස් 600ක්
Minister of Ports and Civil Aviation Aruna Karunatilaka told Parliament that the Matala Airport had been operating at a loss continuously since its opening in 2013. He said that when the total losses were calculated from the initial period onwards, they exceeded 66 billion rupees. The minister stated that the airport could not continue to move forward while bearing such heavy losses and that it was necessary to seriously reconsider what should be done with Matala.
The government has decided to establish the Dambulla Base Hospital in a new premises. A discussion in this connection was held yesterday at the Walagamba Piriven premises in Dambulla under the patronage of Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa. A sum of 12 billion rupees has been estimated for this project. Under the first stage, the hospital will be constructed with 130 beds. It has been planned to increase the amount up to 200 beds in future. The minister stated that constructions will be completed within a period of 3 years. The minister also taken measures to provide immediate solutions to the problems raised at the discussion. A new block of land at the Pohoran Vevagram Nilidari division in Dambulla has been earmarked for the construction of the new hospital. Caretaker Thera of the Rangiri Dambulu Rajama Vihara, Veneral Dadubendiruppe Mahinda Thera, Deputy Minister Gamagidra Disanayak and many other public representatives were present at the discussion. Meanwhile, General Secretary of the JVP, Tilvin Silva, stresses that the attempt to create a conducive country will never be given up. He states that the progress, or rather the process to build up the country, will be carried forward disregarding any type of challenge. Tilvin Silva expressed these views addressing a meeting held in London. Recently, commemoration of November heroes was also held at this meeting. Activists of the JVP and many others living in England were present at this occasion. General Secretary of the JVP, Tilvin Silva, said that the challenges ahead were immense and that the movement had already gathered ideas and experiences from the past. He stated that even today new lessons from history were needed and had rebuilt the party that had been destroyed by drawing strength from the examples set by those who dedicated their lives even at the moment of death. He stated that at one time no one believed the party could be rebuilt, but they had done so with determination and had developed the movement to the point where it could even bring a government to power through a majority public mandate. He further said that they assured the people that the unfinished tasks would continue and that they were committed to creating a new society and were confident of victory and guaranteed that this struggle and its mission would not be halted by any obstacles.
Here are more local news items in brief. A T-56 firearm has been recovered during an inspection conducted at the Marandabulla Batiklo. As per an information received by the police, 2 magazines using the firearm and 8 passports were also recovered from the spot, according to police. The Colombo High Court ordered today to call the case against former Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando and former IGP Pujijaya Sundara regarding the Easter Sunday terror attack for hearing on the 26th of January again. Registrar of the High Court stated that the case will be taken up on that day since a bench of judges has not been named so far, which was taken up for hearing before a bench of 3 judges. The Ampilipiti High Court sentenced 10 people to death today regarding an assassination at Buleskaya area in Ampilipiti in 2011 to 7 males and 3 females. The order has been announced by High Court Judge Justice Buttika C. Ragala. A fire broke out at a mattress factory in Hirana area, Panadura, in the noon today, and according to a correspondent, it spread to the entire factory. Fire brigades of Morutu and Kaluthura urban councils and water bowsers were engaged to control the fire. Cause of the fire has not been revealed so far. Coming up is your foreign news.
தம்பிலியோண்டு குடிப்போமா? இது லேசுப்பட்ட பயணம் இல்லை தானே.
இந்த வாழ்க்கை பயணத்தை எப்படியாவது போயாகணுமே.
அப்படின்னா லாபமா நஷ்டமா?
லாப நஷ்டத்தை பார்க்கறத விட வாழ்க்கை இந்த வண்டியில தானே ஓடுது.
இன்னொன்று வட்டுவோம்.
இந்தாங்க சார்.
அது உங்களுக்கு.
நாம் ஒருவரை ஒருவர் புரிந்து கொள்ளக்கூடிய சந்தர்ப்பங்கள் பலவற்றை அன்றாடம் கடந்து செல்கிறோம். கமர்ஷியல் கிரெடிட் நிறுவனம்.
அது உங்களுக்கும் உங்க பயணத்துக்கும்.
Prima Stella Set Yogurt.
ජයගන්න වැඩි වෙන්න.
In your international news for tonight, veteran Hindi cinema legend Dharmendra passed away in Mumbai on Monday at the age of 89. The actor, who had been undergoing treatment at Breach Candy Hospital in South Mumbai, died due to an age-related ailments. Widely celebrated as the He-Man of Bollywood, Dharmendra leaves behind a cinematic legacy spanning more than 6 decades and nearly 300 films. National leaders, film personalities and fans across the country paid tribute to the star. Prime Minister, President and several chief ministers expressed grief, calling his death an irreparable loss to Indian cinema. Actors including Rajinikanth, Kamal Haasan, Akshay Kumar, Ajay Devgan, Sharmila Tagore and Mohanlal remembered Dharmendra for his warmth, humility and unmatched screen presence. The Entertainment Society of Goa cancelled his on-stage events for the day as a mark of respect. In Punjab, his native villages of Sakhniwil and Dango also mourned the loss of their iconic son. Dharmendra is survived by his wife Hema Malini, children and a vast global fan base, whose admiration cemented his place as one of India's most enduring screen legends.
Pakistan A team won the emerging Asia Cup T20 cricket tournament by beating Bangladesh A team in the finals. The final match was played yesterday in Doha. Batting first, Pakistan A team scored 125 runs all out in their 20 overs. Saad Masood scored 38 runs. In bowling, Ripon Mondal captured 3 wickets while Rakibul Hasan claimed 2 wickets. In reply, Bangladesh A team scored 125 runs for 9 wickets in their allotted overs. Habibur Rahman top scored with 26 runs, while in bowling, Sufyan Mukim claimed 3 wickets. A super over each was played to decide the winner. Accordingly, Bangladesh batting first scored 6 runs and Pakistan A won the finals by scoring 7 runs in 4 balls. They won the emerging Asia Cup Cricket Championship as well. This has been the 3rd occasion where Pakistan won the championship.
In more sports news, the RCDC cricket team of the Ministry of Mass Media, who won the Friendship Cup T20 cricket tournament held in India, returned to the island last night. Officials of the ministry, including a large number of others, were present at the airport to welcome the team. The tournament was organised by the Great Cricket Step Sports Federation of Andhra Pradesh. RCDC cricket team and the Andhra Pradesh cricket team participated in it. The final 2 games of the 5-match tournament was abandoned due to rain. RCDC cricket team won 2 out of other 3 matches. In a special feature, Prasad Niroshan compiled an unbeaten century, scoring 126 runs. In the first match, Prasad Niroshan and Janaka Priyanto won the Player of the Match awards in the matches won by Sri Lanka. 4 players of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini cooperation are representing the RCDC cricket team. They are Prasad Niroshan, Bhutika Dunasinghe, Deepa Gunawardena and Thilina Kulathunga. Prasad Niroshan also won the award for the best batsman of the tournament.
And that's all the stories for tonight. Do join us tomorrow for more of the very latest. Until then, good night.
Good night.